legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice, hoping, because you gotta hold your breath for justice to see justice before all face to black. Yes, it's your girl Cadillac. Anyways, I am coming through today. The last day of April. Oh my gosh, like already. Last day of National Poetry Month. So I gotta get a poem or a verse or something out today. Probably put it on my TikTok or whatever. But speaking of TikTok, the only reason I'm here on the camera is because I wasn't even really gonna record any video or no specific video because y'all know I do kind of pop in and record every now and then. But today, the reason I really was just coming to record this video is because it's, I don't know, people, y'all know I fight the injustice system. It's not really a justice system, but it's directly the opposite of justice. Like the direct opposite, like the opposite of white, black, the opposite of up, down, the opposite of justice, injustice. It's injustice. But too many of us believe that it's actually justice in that system. Now, I'm not telling you you can never get justice out of that system. That is not what I'm saying, but it's too much unjust things that happen and unjust things that happen in that system for you to be able to call it a justice system, right? So, I fight. The only reason I have my YouTube channel, only reason I have my TikTok, only reason I have been on Facebook since Facebook started, only reason I've been on YouTube basically since YouTube started on another channel. The only reason I had a MySpace, the only reason I'm ever on social media is because I'm trying to break the story of my husband being wrongfully convicted and excessively sentenced in the state of Florida. So it has been decades. And I've been on social media since it started. And I have literally only been trying to break that story. By way of trying to break that story, I came across so many other talents, so many other, like, I found a way to use my talent because I used to just be an artist that just drew like Brandy, Monica, the Brad. Didn't it had no substance. It was just basically portrait drawing or whatever. But once that purpose got behind it, and I was drawing for my life, drawing to free my husband, writing songs and poetry to free my husband, my art took on purpose, and so many other things spawned out of that. I followed a whole rap career just with trying to break the story via music on the radio. Local radio only is all I really needed. I It spawned into me getting a graphic design career because I wanted to take the art to a level where I can actually make money for the justice system. Now, money and justice, you for true justice, it does not seem that it should take money. You should not have to pay for justice. But because this is not the justice system, it's the injustice system, it's the direct opposite. You have to pay for justice. And the reason this is held up so long, for so long, this system has been like this. Even before I discovered it was like this. And it's so weird how it does that. It hides its true nature. And when you just walk up on it or just kind of know about it, but you're like, oh, I never have to bother myself with that because that does not affect me because I'm not a criminal, right? I'm not a criminal. I have no background. I have no nothing, no arrest. Never went to jail a day in my life. Not myself. I visited jail, of course. But I have no record. So a person like me would say, I don't need to worry myself with the justice system because I'm not a criminal. Not knowing if you truly want, if you really want a more safe community and better environment, you would really want the injustice system to actually be that justice system that you think it is. So, because we feel as though we never have to worry ourselves with that, because that is for criminals, we don't tend to worry ourselves with it. And we allow it to just happen. It's over there somewhere. It's working. How do you know something's working if you've never interacted with it? You don't even, it's just in the background, but it's working. And I'm going to defend it tooth and nail. It's working, though I've never had any interactions with it. And the majority, because we are in a majority rules world. So majority just blindly know the system, the justice system is working. They just blindly know it. I don't know how they know. They just know. They just know. And they will, now a person that has interacted with the system, that knows the system is not just, because you go into it thinking it's just, and once you're in it, you find out abruptly, most times right off bat, that it's not the system you thought it was. It's completely the opposite, right? So it prides itself on that, and that's how it's able to stay dormant, where nobody makes any reform to it, because the majority think it's working. And they're going to defend that it's working without even trying to. It's like buying a fan from Walmart or something, and you never plugged it in. You just had it forever in your garage, and you know it works. And you will bet your bottom dollar that fan worked, but you ain't never plugged it in to see if it works, right? That's how our system is. They don't really know that it's not working, but they're going to defend it. So I get on here and I get on TikTok because I'm trying to break my story of my husband's wrongful conviction. And I do know this is going to be an uphill battle. I didn't know it would be that tough because I always had the belief in humanity that humans are mostly good. Like, for the most part, everybody is good. And everybody would want the just outcome to happen. So I thought that if I revealed that my husband was wrongfully convicted, people would actually get behind me and forward the movement so that we can get him home. Even without the movement, my husband was wrongfully convicted in 2002, before there was a social media, really. They had like phone chat lines and stuff like that, but there was no social media like that. I just thought if I brought the discrepancy to, let's say, those that are over the justice system, if I showed them how, no, that's not correct. That's not how it, you said this is justice. Per your line, this, and this. This is constitutionally the law. This is how this goes. And see how you did it the opposite of how it goes. And I thought that if I just bring it to their attention, they would make it right. But it was not until fighting that long. What are they looking at? They all looking up at something. What's up there? Shoot. Yeah, I might have to stop this. I want to see what's up there too. I'm being nosy. Hold on, let me see what they're looking at. I didn't find out what they was looking at, but they were looking at something up there. But I just thought All they needed, it's like your teacher. You know how you have an assignment and your teacher marks you wrong. And you're like, no, 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 I know this one. I do know this one. Let me show you, teacher, how no, I really do have the correct answer. And you go to the textbook and you show your teacher the correct answer, and she's like, oh, I must have misread it or misthought it or okay, I'll correct it. That's what I thought it was. But it wasn't until I'm in this trying to fight this justice system and trying to bring it to them like, correct this. This is wrong. See, this didn't happen the way it's supposed to happen. I thought they would correct it upon that. But no, rather than correct it, they'll silence you. You don't know what you're talking about. That's not right. He did get a fair trial. No, are you sure this was fair? Like literally, if I show you, I can show you. I could show you right now, but you wouldn't stay long enough for me to show you all the discrepancies. That's why I have 1,000,001 videos that you can look at. You could start at the free Marcello playlist. And you could just see video after video after video after video after video of me showing you how he's wrongfully incarcerated, wrongfully convicted. You can go to my TikTok. Cadillac. I don't even know what my TikTok name is. Girl, what is my TikTok? It's some Cadillac. But you can go there and watch and scroll video after video after video where I'm showing you all the ways he's wrongfully convicted. For me to even, according to our law, our Constitution, if I just showed you one way that he is wrongfully, that was done wrong in his trial and he was wrongfully convicted, you're supposed to overturn that whole thing. But for me to show you many, 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 many ways they violated his rights, that they have no evidence, that they have nothing to hold this case together, and that the alleged crime never even happened. I show you the misconduct and the lying of officers. I show you all of that. I can pinpoint it. I can show you. I've read it in the transcript. I've done all of this. And all of that has not amounted to enough for people to believe that a wrongful conviction can happen. And let alone my husband being wrongfully convicted, they don't even believe that wrongful convictions happen, which they happen very often. Very, 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 very often. Don't believe me because I'm clearly lying to you. Go and research it. So I get off of work and I'm like, people don't interact with my TikTok like that. I barely get, people watch, they will watch me more than YouTube. They'll watch, but they don't comment like that. They'll comment a little bit. Yes, a little bit. But when I start seeing comments, I'm like, oh, I'm thinking it's something good. But no, it's hate mail. So I got somebody truly in their feelings just by me telling my truth that actually happened to me and my family, because I'm telling it how it happened, the way it happened, and they're getting mad at me telling that did not happen to you. That does not happen. Okay, so let's get into the comment. It was really, and then they with their whole heart, they full chest, just they're wrong, and they believe they're right. They believe they're right because they are defenders of this system, defenders of this injustice system, and had no dealings with it if they don't know these simple things. It's like people that don't know the difference between prison and jail. And then you have a lot to say about it, but you don't even know the difference in prison and jail. You got to be kidding me. Okay, so let me find it. I'm not as well versed in TikTok as I am with YouTube, so I'm trying to figure out where do I find it at. Uh, maybe it's under. Oh, here it is. So there's a video on TikTok. I don't know if I can link TikTok videos in the I don't know if they allow you to link them on YouTube. I could try, but if I can find it, I will. So, this is from a content creator that made this video that says this judge, let's start it over. I'm trying to read it. Where did it go? Okay. It says this judge gave life in prison because he was hungry. Because he was hungry. I was about to say hangry, but because he was hungry. And when I read something like that, knowing that I have dealt with that system, I can believe that. That is very believable. Very believable. Okay, so I say they actually do stuff like that. For real, though. They have, and oh, I'm sorry. Let me finish my comment, then I'll elaborate. I'm sorry. They actually do stuff like that for real, though, because they don't see people that sit before them as people. All right. So, the reason I believe that is because there's many stories of judges making decisions. They fall asleep. They would just, because they're mad, because different things can actually persuade why they make certain decisions, right? It's not always on the actual evidence of the case. So because I know things do not always go straight line the way they are per justice, this is believable to me. Okay, so at the end, the man does say that this is an actor, this is not a real judge. He has played many different characters, but he was, I guess, trying to make fun of this situation, which a lot of times within comedy is truth. Truth, the funniest comedy, because this can be considered funny, not to somebody that's sat before a judge. I don't think they would find that funny. But to other people, this can be hilarious. This is a meme. This judge gave life in prison because he was hungry. That's funny, right? As long as it does not affect me, it's funny. Okay. So the person comes back to me and says, girl, there's a commenter, blind commenter, for no reason, just comes from me out of all the 296 comments. And the reason people pick my comment to hate on is because my comment usually opposes. It's usually the direct opposite of what everybody else says, right? So if the norm of something is to say this answer, my answer is actually, I'm going to tell the truth in the situation. So my answer a lot of times is the direct opposite of what the norm is going to say. So this person tells me, girl, no, they don't. The judge doesn't even make the decision. The jury does. Now, remember we said the meme or video or whatever that was supposed to incite laughter said that this judge sentenced someone to life because he was hungry. Okay. Girl, no, they don't. The judge doesn't even make the decision. The jury does. So I'm like, this person, in my mind when I read that, I'm like, this person is wrong. But do I even have time to educate them? Because I only want to waste my seconds in this life on people that are really open to listening and hearing and not just yapping. listening, hearing, and then learning, hearing the other side, and then formulating an opinion, right? You still may feel the same way after I've said what I said, but at least you listened and you got another take, right? You can't get to the truth if that's like your best friend when you want to be upheld in something you know you are wrong, like when there's quarrels between friends, right? You know you were wrong, but you're going to go to those people that tell you you're right. You are not going to go ask somebody that might say, yeah, I think you kind of were in the wrong. You're going to ask somebody that's going to back you up, right? Okay. Girl, no, they don't. The judge doesn't even make the decision. The jury does. So I'm like, I already see, because with the girl, I'm like, you can just oppose. Like, there's ways to oppose. I would not want everybody to agree with everything that I say. That's stupid. Why would we do that? Why would everybody agree on every single issue? So you can oppose me without attacking me. Like, that makes so much common sense. You can oppose me. I could be wrong too. I'm not perfect. But they say it doesn't, right? At first I was gonna explain, and then I said, if you say so. And that was it. So technically, okay, if what you said that the judge decides and the jury doesn't, girl, if that's what you believe, that's what you believe, right? So I said, if you say so. They come back and they say, let's find the next one. I know they replied again. Oh yeah, they said no, girl, they don't. Doesn't even make the decision. The jury does. And I said they say so. It looks like one of the comments are gone. But then they come to my page just because I said that and says, now, was Marcello really innocent because you say so? Uh, what did Marcello have anything? You come to my page, right? You see what I'm fighting for. But what did Marcello have to do with anything about the comment on the meme? But I said, yes, Marcello is factually innocent. And it's not because I say so. It has nothing to do with what I say. I can say he's a unicorn. I can say he's guilty. That doesn't make him guilty. I could say he had no part, which he didn't have no part. I could say, but it's the truth. But just because I say it doesn't make it true. The facts of the case make it true. So they come over to my page, they see what I'm doing, and then they say, oh, so is Marcello innocent because you say so? No, it has nothing to do with what I'm saying. It has everything to do with the evidence, lack of evidence, the actual evidence that points to what actually happened. That's what says he's factually innocent, right? And then I correct them kindly correct. In jury trials, I say, are rigged sometimes. The jury isn't always given all they need to properly decide the case. So they omit a lot of things in a lot of cases that a jury needs to decide to make a fair, level-headed decision. Jury trials are manipulated at times. And I have a video showing how they can manipulate that jury trial. I don't know what word to use there. Okay, so we have the right to be heard by a jury of our peers, right? That whole process, that's what I'm looking for. The process of jury trial is supposed to be completely fair and just, but they have a way of manipulating that whole system as well. Many ways. They can choose because they feel like you will return a verdict. They can possibly feel in their bones that you could possibly return an innocent verdict, they won't even put you on trial. They'll hold back information that the jury needs to know. They will put things, infer things that the jury does not, that didn't even really happen, but they insinuate it happens. There's many ways to manipulate a jury process. So it doesn't actually end up being that fair trial that you're supposed to get because it's been tampered with, right? And then I corrected and said, I don't even see it right here. Okay, I said, not because I say so, he's factually innocent, but I'm not here to sway your opinion. I'm here to comment on the video. That's it. That was all I went to that video for. And then I gave them the true answer to this, the whole thing. I said the jury only decides guilt or innocence. That's what the jury decides. The judge decides the sentence. So if the judge decides the sentence, which is the truth, the absolute truth, the jury does not decide the sentence. That means this commenter was, with a full heart, wrong. And I have no idea why they're mad, but they're wrong. The jury doesn't decide the sentence. So a judge can give somebody life because they're hangry or hungry or because they fell asleep or because they're biased or because of any other thing they decide. It can happen, and it does happen. Doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen in our justice system. All right, guys, here's your girl Cadillac.